Bentley say this is the roomiest two-door coupe on the market today. It covers 6 postcodes. Its rear wings alone are longer than an entire smart car. Of course, when you're driving it, it feels very small.
I don't mean small, do I? That's the wrong word. I mean enormous. Honestly, I was driving it down a sort of normal B road the other day, and it gave me some idea of what it would be like to try and park the moon.
But strangely, it's not the size that overwhelms you most of all. It's the attention to detail.
On average, it takes a swarm of robots about 9 hours to make a small hatchback like this. With the Bentley, though, things are a bit different.
The whole back end has to be assembled by hand because the shape is just too complex for a machine to understand. 16 cows had to lay down their lives to produce enough leather for this one car, and it takes 125 hours to stitch it all together. It takes 2 days to polish all the stainless steel trim pieces, and 130 hours to make the roof lining.
Honestly, it probably would have been easier to just take Blenheim Palace and put some wheels on it.
To make the carpet, 16 sheeps had to have a haircut, and for the dashboard, 107 square feet of 80-year-old walnut was needed.
The upshot is that it takes 14 times longer to make a Brooklands than it does a normal £10,000 hatchback. So you'd expect it to cost 14 times more, £140,000. But in fact, it costs getting on for £240,000. And that's before you start with the options list.
The special Flying Bee bonnet emblem, for instance, is £2,136. Ceramic brakes are getting on for £20,000. It is therefore very expensive, but then it is very special.
In a normal supercar, you get to where you're going very quickly. In this, it feels like you've arrived before you've set off.
You really do feel when you're at a Brooklands that you are completely isolated from the rest of the world. And that's because you are.
Let me give you an example of what I'm on about, okay? When we're down at the track, I'm always given one of these walkie-talkies so I can talk to the crew, okay? And they always work fine, never miss a beat. But in this, you can't get a signal. Hello? It doesn't work. Hello? Hello? See what they mean about it being lonely at the top.
So there we are, a quiet and spacious sensory deprivation tank for rich old people who want to dawdle around in great comfort in a car which has the same top speed as the Vatican.
So what, you may be wondering, is it doing with a sport button? I mean, that's as stupid as putting a sport button on the Albert Hall.
The thing is, though, this car needs a sport button because of the monster that lives under the bonnet. Designed to run on coal in the reign of King Edward II, this 6 3/4 litre V8 was originally meant to produce no more than 200 horsepower. In the Brooklands, though, it's producing 530 horsepower. And if you use the Continental Measuring System, more than 1,000 torques. The effect is profound.
Listen to that. That is the sort of sound scientists create when they want to set off earthquakes. You drive one of these things through California, San Francisco is going to end up in the sea.
Of course, it isn't the most delicate car in the world. Oh my God.
I am going sideways. I am power sliding. A Georgian tall boy. This isn't driving. This is naval warfare. What you do is turn in, make smoke, and then turn to face the enemy. Ha-ha! You see, you weren't ready for that. Wonder at how it does what it does. You just marvel at the fact that it can do it at all.
Sure, compared to other supercars, its top speed of 185 is not that fast.
The thing is, though, you can't compare it to other supercars. This is a huge slab of old England. You've got to compare it to Edward Elgar. And he couldn't do 185.
You have to love the Brooklands. Right up to the moment when it all goes horribly wrong.
I think one of the tyres may have just let go. This is what we call in the world of filming a wrap.